Okay, I hope this is working because I could not figure out how to get the other one to go live. So let me delete that one, the one I'd scheduled. And I guess I'm live streaming from this one, which is a little sad. 1 second. For anyone watching the replay, hello. No one's here yet, so which is to be expected, I suppose, because I have no idea where the go live button is on the schedule live. It's just, let's see. Oh, people are here. Hello, hello. Oh, good. There's people here. If everything's working well, just say something in the chat. Literally, just write something. I'm trying to delete the other stream that I had scheduled because it is. I don't know. I need because there's no go live button that I could find. Hello, Celine. Hi, Lainey. Thank you for joining. Hi, Mexican Pizza. Thank you for saying something. Man, my computer's slowing down now and the webcam's on. I don't know if here I'm gonna have to do it on my phone, I guess. Everything seems good. And I'll look good on this end. Thank you, Lainey and Ultravolt. It's gonna be a little noisy tonight. It's very hot in here. I scheduled this when I did because it's been so hot and this is when everything starts to cool down. So hopefully the noises will start to die down, and once it gets to an acceptable temperature, I can shut the windows a little bit. But hi from Switzerland, says S. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining so early in the morning for you. Let me go into my studio real quick and try to delete that other one. Let me see. And it's gone, I guess. I don't understand how this works, but anyway. So welcome tonight, everybody, for some live ASMR time. So I have quite a few things for you all tonight. First of all, we are going to do some trivia, which has been very popular on my channel. I've got this book, just a plain encyclopedia, no theme. It's just about everything. And I checked this out so I could do the little quiz in the back. But it's very easy. Hi, Auntie Graphics. Thank you, Mystical Raven. Thank you for joining. True or false, kangaroos carry babies in their pouches. Like the questions, there's barely even any hard questions here. And I don't know. I don't want to assume that like you guys will struggle at this. Oh, hello. Okay, so this is a new member. I think it's Hien Lei, Vietnamese name. It's very beautiful, but do tell me how to pronounce it so I know how to pronounce your name. So I found out that in these books there are little questions on the bottom of each page. So I can ask you the question. You guys can write in the answer, and there's not going to be any prizes or anything. We'll just say, yeah, you got it. And some of these are actually tricky, so we can do that and just have some fun trivia time. And you don't have to participate if you don't want to. You can just relax and enjoy the vibes and everything. And I think I'm going to transition to a whisper for that part too. I'll bring the mic a little closer too, so you guys can hear me a little bit better. But then afterward, we're going to read a story. I have this book for you all called The Elephant Keeper, because of course I have to have elephants. Our next country in my list is going to be Zambia. And I scheduled out all my videos for the next, I want to say 3 weeks. And I forgot to schedule this one. And it's so sad because I like this book a lot. And I didn't want to redo my entire schedule because it's going to throw everything's going to get pushed back if I try to throw this into the lineup. So I thought that we could read it tonight, and I can give you a little story time, and we can read it kindergarten style, where I hold it for you and show you all the pictures and stuff like that. Let me show you a better page. I'm opening 12 elephant facts. Pages like this, or I can show you the picture and we can read together, I suppose. Thank you, Tellen. That's very sweet. And then also I figured if I'm thinking of doing this for like maybe an hour or so. But if everything's going well and it goes on for longer, I brought out my, oh, it's heavy, World Heritage Sites book, where I figure you guys just give me a number and I'll turn to that page and I'll read to you about whatever World Heritage Site is on that page. So we shall see. Hopefully there won't be too many loud cars blasting music going by, because my big worry is that YouTube will be like, oh, demonetized, and that won't be fun. So who's ready for trivia? Put in the chat, just say like ready. And again, you don't have to participate. You can just chill out and listen if you want, or apologies for that. I'm gonna close this door real quick. Hold on a second. Hold on one second. There we go. Okay. That's a million times better, isn't it? All right. It's getting nice and cool outside too, so it feels a lot better in here. Life happens, I know. I'm glad, Lainey. I'm glad you're excited. I'm excited too. Been looking forward to this all day. Yeah, I can't really control the cars outside, and it's fun to go zoom fast in your car, so I don't blame them. That makes sense. Hello from Brazil, says Cinescapist. Thank you for joining all the way down south in Brazil. So let's start off with some trivia questions. Oh, and I said I was going to transition to whisper. Let me try to bring this a little closer without... Come on, microphone, cooperate. Okay. How does that sound? Mystical Ravens in Wisconsin. Hello from Wisconsin. It's getting late where you are, so time to start getting ready for bed over there. The sun's still setting where I am in California. So let's get into it. Lots of categories here. So our chapters are world regions, which you should all be good at by now, watching my channel, right? And then there's people and society, the history of people, living world, science and technology, planet Earth, space in the universe, and then the little quiz in the back. That's way too easy. All right, so your first question. From the south, understand the summer heat can be brutal. Yeah, it's not so bad here because we don't have humidity, so that's pretty awesome. But it still gets it gets hot in here because there's no air conditioning or anything. Though. Our first question tonight is, what is the equator? What is the equator? Whoever wants to take that answer and type in a good definition. Oh, and no Googling. Don't cheat, you guys. What is the equator? Lainey, what temperature is it where you are? Yeah, who else having an early hot summer around here? Anyway, what is the equator? Let's see. While you guys put in an answer, I'm going to read some little facts on the page. Let's see. More than 2/3 of the world is covered in water. Most of this lies in the oceans and seas. There are 5 great oceans, and each of them are named here. Hi, yes, now we're doing a trivia. First question is, what is the equator? Let's see. What else on here? Some amazing physical features. We have the Sahara in the northern part of Africa is the world's biggest desert. Lake Superior is part of the Great Lakes in North America. Lake Superior is the largest freshwater lake. I'll accept that. It is, so Lainey says the middle point of the Earth. Well, it's a little hard to have a middle point of a circle or a sphere, I suppose, but the answer is that it is an imaginary line around the middle of the Earth. So I'll give that to you, Lainey. Congratulations. Oh, Cinescapist says it's the line that divides the world in North and South hemispheres. That's even a better answer than what the book said. Thank you, Cinescapist. Wonderful. I'll give you some. Oh! That scared me. That scared me. I leaned against the mic too hard. I apologize. Next question. Oh, here's a good one. Which country has the most neighbors? So which country has the most countries bordering it? What do you think it could be? Jim, we're whispering because this is a live ASMR, and if you want, I can always transition to a soft spoken, but this is for relaxation purposes and just having some relaxing fun. So it's best with headphones too, like these. Lainey, it is not Germany. It does have a lot of countries bordering it, but not even close to. Think big. Think big. Not the biggest, but think big. Yeah, it's not Russia, surprisingly. Have I ever been to Vietnam? No, but I want to so bad. It is, like, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful countries in terms of, like, landscape and natural geography. Isn't it Halong Bay? It looks so beautiful. This is ASMR, yes. That's why we're whispering, so apologies if whispering isn't your thing. We'll do soft spoken when we do the story time. So while you guess, I'm going to read some little facts on here. Let's see, the smallest country in the world is Vatican City in Rome, Italy. Only about 1,000 people live in Vatican City. What else? The biggest country is Russia. It's 6.8 million square miles. Jorge, I'm not a teacher. I used to be, but not anymore. Okay, Lainey's giving up. I used to teach preschool though, so I'm not like a history teacher or anything, but I've been through teacher training and all of that. So, alright, if we're giving up, the answer is actually China. Borders 16 countries apparently, which I suppose there's lots of like small countries around China. So there we go. The points to no one, but that's okay. It's like as line as anyway. The points don't matter. Not in the Middle East, just an escapist, but good assumption because there's a lot of small countries over there too. Alright, here's a slightly easy one. Which is the biggest coral reef in the world? Which is the biggest coral reef in the world? Let's see. Here it says coral reefs are like beautiful gardens under the sea. Coral is made of the skeletons of millions of tiny sea animals. Thousands of sharks, fish, and other creatures live on coral reefs. Jim got it. It is the Great Barrier Reef. Yeah, congratulations, Jim. The Great Barrier Reef off the northeastern coast of Australia. Congratulations, Jim. What was that? Someone needs to get their brakes checked. My goodness. Hi, Reap the Whirlwind. Thank you for joining. Yeah, someone go get your brakes checked. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. Okay, another easy one for you. Which is the world's largest desert? Which is the world's largest desert? You're my landlady talking to her chickens out there. She's calling them in for the night. It's cute. Yes, Natural Explorer, thank you for joining. The Sahara, Jim, you're close. The Gobi Desert isn't the largest. Alright, thank you so much for the super sticker. You know, you were my first super chat or super sticker or anything ever. So that's very exciting. Congratulations, Jorge. She's calling in the chickens for the night. It is not the Gobi Desert, Johnny. It is the Sahara, just like Lainey said. But
Way higher, Jim. Like, go way higher than that. Thousands. Okay. Higher than that, Natural Explorer. More than 10. 340. Oh, Jim, remember it's a rounded number. 120. Okay, Johnny, go lower. Johnny said 35,000. It's lower than that. Go lower than 35,000, but higher than 1,000 or 2,000. Lainey got it. 10,000. Congratulations, Lainey. It says about 10,000. Can you believe that? That there's 10,000 different types of grass, and then Reap the Whirlwind also said 10,000. But yes, great guesses, everybody. I mean, I would have guessed like 5. Who knew it was 10,000 different types of grasses? It's wild. I know, that's 10,000. Okay, moving on to the next question because that's a little mind-blowing. Okay, this might be kind of hard. Which are the most dangerous ants of all? Do you know your ant species? Can you think of the ant that's the most dangerous? It's this might be a little hard. Oh, can you hear the baby chickens outside? My cat woke up, you guys. He's coming over. Can you think of any species of ants that might be dangerous? Soldier ants, red velvet. I'm gonna give it to Natural Explorer because it's army ants. Bullet ant. It's called an army ant. I'll take soldier ant. That's close enough. Drunk ant. Already stopped. That's like funny. Hi, kitty. You want some snacks? Look, I've got these snacks that I bought just for being live on YouTube because his other snacks are too crinkly loud. These are quieter. Here you go. Don't be too loud, please. Okay. They're from South America. I believe so. The little fact on here says that they attack and kill animals. I know he's very sweet. He's probably not going to come up because he's going to have sleepy time. But his birthday's next week. My cat's birthday's next week. He's going to be 19 years old. I didn't even know that was possible, but he's still going. Anyway, yes, apparently army ants attack and kill animals, which is a little intense, but, you know, ants are very intense animals. So, let's move on to the next question. Oh, another easy one if you know my channel. Old kitty, but still, he's a baby. He's a little baby cat. What is the world's longest river? Who's gonna get it first? This is a very easy one. A gray cat that lived over 20 years old. Softy. You know, having an older cat, I'm hearing more and more stories about people having cats that are like 25 years old and stuff. So, Natural Explorer got it first before Jorge and Jim. The answer is the Nile River in Africa. Very, very, very long river. Johnny, not the Amazon. Although when I did my Brazil episode, I found out that the Amazon could be considered longer than the Nile. It's all based on like depending on where the source of the Amazon actually is. It's apparently hotly debated, but if the answer is like, or the situation over there is changed so that the source of the Amazon is extended, then the Amazon's going to become the world's longest river. But as of now, it is the Nile River. Anyway, okay. I don't know if anyone's going to get this, but throw in some fun guesses, okay? What does the name Himalaya mean? What does the word Himalaya mean? It's one of those words that we always just took as just a name, you know, but it has a meaning. What do you think? Just throw in some guesses. I'd be actually shocked if someone gets this. And again, no Googling. No Googling. Tall mountain. Not quite touches the sky. You guys are on the right track, but also close but no cigar. Jim and Jorge. You're doing good though. Keep going. Big mountain. No. I think you're thinking of Everest. Not Yes, Lainey, I probably would have guessed that. Remember that the Himalayas have like 40 mountains of them. Not just the big one. Himalayan, Lena, you're being very funny. So don't think of it as just mountain, because there's way more than one big mountain. Let's see. Okay, I'll give you guys a hint. You gotta fill in the blank, okay? It is home of the blank. Home of the blank. You guys are throwing in great guesses, though. Home of the loud cars. No. Home of the blank. What's the blank? What do you think it could be? Think of something natural that exists on the Himalayan mountains. Home of the blank. Oh, clouds, Jorge. You're so close. You're so close, Jorge. You're very close. Not gods, Johnny. Although that's pretty cool. That sounds more like Chinese mythology or Greek mythology. Lainey got it. Home of the snow. Oh, Natural Explorer. Llamas are Andes. Home of the sky. Home of the peaks. Like, these are all very good, but the answer is home of the snows. So that one goes to Lainey. She gets it. Home of the snows. She put home of the snowy mountains. I'll take it. Now, you will learn something today, right? Who knew? All right. Okay, so this one, this question has, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 answers to it. So there's lots of opportunities to win here. Just throw out a place, okay? In addition to Antarctica, where do penguins live? Just put the country or continents. Just throw them out there. In addition to Antarctica, where do penguins live? South America's one. Good job, Jorge. Not Greenland, Jim. Africa, yes. There's some in Africa. Argentina, but that's part of South America. Same with Chile, that southern part. Australia, good job, Natural Explorer. Other than Antarctica, Johnny. Also remember, Greenland is in the north. There's no penguins north of the equator. No, but not Iceland. That's too far north. Other than the Antarctic, as an escapist. Let's see, we've got 2 other places. Naturally, Jorge, not in a zoo, not SeaWorld. 2 other countries. Actually, not Asia, Lainey. There actually are no penguins technically in Asia. But you're close. Go south, but not as south as Antarctica. The answer we have so far, we have South America, Asia. I've got Asia on the mind now. South America, Africa, Australia, and there's 2 other places in the world where you can find penguins. Not South Antarctica, not North Korea. Naturally, New Zealand is an escapist, got them. New Zealand, yes, there are penguins in New Zealand. Good job, Johnny. And there's one other place. And I did a video on this specific place. Not Madagascar. That would be kind of cool. Are there penguins in Madagascar? In the movie there was. But in the TV show, it's not Madagascar. Oh, guys, stop saying Madagascar. We already did Africa. Not Fiji. That's a little too not for a penguin. Falkland Islands. Probably, but I think that's considered South America. Not the Czech Republic. Not the Middle East. It's a very specific place. Okay, it is an island chain, and there's a species of penguin that is specific only to that island chain. Jim got it, the Galapagos. That's where the Galapagos penguins live. So all the places that penguins live besides Antarctica are South America, Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and the Galapagos. Congrats, you guys. Jim, stop Googling. It says he's Googling. Whatever. I'm not accusing anybody. Okay, easy one. Who's gonna get it first? What city is the capital Russia. What's the capital of Russia? I know it's crazy that there's penguins in the Galapagos, but the Galapagos are just a wild place. And yeah, Dylan, they are pretty sus. Meow says Chase Natural Explorer won it with Moscow. Congrats, I know all the Moscows are going to start pouring in the chat. But Natural Explorer got it first. So congratulations, Moscow. You guys are on it. I'm very proud. Good job, everybody. Good job, Dylan, Lainey, Reap the Whirlwind, Chase, Zebra Dog, Johnny, Lena. Good job, everybody. All right, next question. Oh, this is a good one. Okay. What is the second most spoken language? Oh, Chase, did you put Moscow and autocorrected to Meow? That's really funny. You get half a point, Chase. What is the second most spoken language? Dylan got it. Spanish. Great job. Reap the Wind got it. Spanish. Good job. Spanish. You know, Sophia, I would have guessed English too. And Dylan, it turns out that Mandarin Chinese is the number one most spoken language in the world, not number two. I would have probably guessed English or some kind of like Indian. There's like 20 different languages in India, so probably one of those, but it turns out it is Spanish. Pretty neat. All right. Oh gosh, okay. Another easy one. Let's see who gets it first. Get ready, because this is a very easy one. Are you ready? It's too easy. What is the Christian book called? What is the Christian holy book called? Who's gonna get it first? Chase got it. It is the Bible. I know, now I'm gonna get a ton of Bibles coming into the chat. Go ahead and put it in if you knew the answer anyway. That's an easy one. The Holy Bible. Yes. Excellent. One of the trivias in the back, in the super easy back, was like, what is a Jewish place of worship called? And it's like, you know, it's all questions like this, and this is just too easy. I know you already all know the answers. Another very easy religious one. It says, what is a mosque? See, like, some of these questions are way too easy. By your definition, what is a mosque? A temple. A place of worship for what religion, though? Islamic temple. You know what? I'm going to give it to Reap the Whirlwind there, because I've known a couple Muslim people, and I don't think they would use the word temple to describe their mosque. I think they would say a place of worship. So temples are more for like Judaism and Hinduism and Buddhism. It's like Christians wouldn't call their church a temple. At least that's what I've always thought. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it is a place where Muslims worship. Here it says a building where Muslims worship, if we want to get specific. But yeah, easy one. Let's see. Okay. Thank you for subscribing, Dylan. I put out videos Monday through Friday, so. And I have a whispered one up today where I'm whispering a lot slowly than this. Thank you. Okay, so the question is, again, just estimate, how long did it take to make this book? That's a funny question. So, how long did it take to write this book, edit it, print it, distribute it? How long do you think that would take? Just estimate. And Lena gets it. It's a year. It's at about 1 year. 10 years, Dylan, my gosh. 3 years, 2 years. No, apparently it only took a year to make this book. Pretty interesting. They must have a lot of, I wonder, like, if there's, like, authors that are, there's, like, editors and stuff, because it's a reference book. Johnny says 4 years, 3 months, and 6 days. That's way too specific, but very clever, Johnny. All right, another easy one. Get ready. Who's gonna get it first? What is the world's tallest building? What is the world's tallest building? What do we think? Who's gonna get it first? What's the world's tallest building? Chase, you gotta fix that autocorrect. The Burj Khalifa. Congrats. Ryan, the Jeddah Tower is in Saudi Arabia, I want to say. Yeah, it's the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. So Chase gets that one. Congratulations. It used to be the Empire State Building, Lena, back in like the 1930s, but no more. And Reap the Whirlwind, when the Eiffel Tower was built in the 1880s, 1870s, it was the tallest structure in the world at that point. But buildings are getting taller and taller and taller. And, actually, the Jeddah Tower that Ryan mentioned, if it ever gets completed, is going to be taller than the Burj Khalifa, but it's not finished. It's been stalled a lot, mostly because of like politics and the pandemic. But yeah, the answer is the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. It's 2,717 feet tall, or 828 meters. It's way too big. Okay. A music question. What type of instrument is a xylophone? Who took music class in school and knows their types of instruments? What type or what kind of instrument is a xylophone? There's like, oh, Chase got it again. Fast. JD Long got it too. But Chase was first. It is a percussion. Natural sports, not a wind. It's not a woodwind. It's a percussion instrument because you hit it and it makes a noise. So, yeah. I'm trying to remember like the different types of instruments. Yeah, it's a percussion, like a bangy instrument, I suppose it would be called. Okay, who's ready for another easy one? Get ready. Check your autocorrect before you hit send. Who wrote the play Romeo and Juliet? Who wrote the play Romeo and Juliet? Who's gonna get it first? Who wrote Romeo and Juliet? One of my favorite writers too. So there we go. JD Long got it. It is Shakespeare. So did Lainey. Shakespeare. Yes. What a genius, right? Yes, Shakespeare. I'm glad you're all getting it. Because, yeah, Shakespeare, I mean, Shakespeare's one of those people that like everyone studies in school. Reap the Whirlwind didn't know it. Time to read some Shakespeare. Yeah, you know, Billy Shakes is one of those guys that you learn about in high school and you're like, this is weird and boring, but once you actually study it and see his plays live and everything, you just realize how genius he was. He was so incredible. Just like a brilliant writer. Okay, let's do this. Your best, again, it's a what is, so your best description. What is a beret? What is a beret? What is a beret? Beret. What is a beret? It is a hat, yes. Good job, Natural Explorer. It is a hat. A flock of ravens. A Frenchie hat. You guys are funny. It is a flat type of hat. Yes. Thank you, Joe. I am doing my best. Thank you. Yes, it is a flat hat. And it is typically worn in France, like Jorge says. Although when I was in France, I didn't see one beret anywhere, but parade. Oh, darn. I'm sorry. Beret. I was trying to emphasize the beret. Anyway. Okay. This question has 3 out parade, Jim. You're very funny. You guys are killing it tonight. Kudos to everyone who's super funny. You guys are making this a lot more fun. This question has 3 answers, so just fire them out if you know the answers. 3 of them, okay? 3 answers to this question. What games are played with cues on a table? that use cues on a table? Can you name the 3? Just shoot them out. Let's see who gets them. Pool is one of them. Yes, Jim got pool as well. Jorge got pool. Sophia got pool. Natural Explorer got all 3. Pool, snookers, and billiards. Good job, everybody. Everyone knows. Fantastic, everybody. Ouija boards do have a Q on it. Yes. But they mean a Q. Not the letter Q. You guys are very funny. Anyway, and not solitaire. Those just use cards. Thank you, E.G. Thank you very, very much. Yes. You know what, Heffley? I used to think pool and billiards were the same thing until I was told, no, they're not. But I was never told what the difference is. And I always thought snooker was another word for pool. And apparently it's not. So I'm with Sophia. We're going to have to figure out what exactly the difference is because they all look the same to me. Jim says they aren't, but like that's the explanation I've always given. It's like I know pool and billiards aren't the same, but I assume that billiards is the more like formal, fancy one, and pool's like the casual one you play at bars, I assume. All I know about pool is what I learned in the Music Man. Billiards don't use pockets. They're played on different tables. Well, how do you score points in billiards then? I'm genuinely curious. Let me see what the next question is. Okay, that's a very, very easy one. So, you say billiards, I think of Clue. Yes. Yes. Makes me think of that too. You're right. So, anyway, next question. A very easy one. Get ready. What do you call someone who writes books to earn a living? You guys are going to throw some good jokes out there for this. I know you are. What do you call someone who writes books for a living? An author. Yes, Lainey got it first. Author. Lena, I think anyone can write. Yes, JD Long says broke. Oh, that's very funny. Yes, you're getting an author. Yes, an author is a person who writes books for a living. I know, that's too funny. You guys are killing it. Okay. So, I know. Literate. That's right, Jorge. I mean, you would assume so. If you're writing a book, you'd be literate. Okay. The answer for this is a general region. So the answer would be like just Europe or Southeast Asia, like a general area. So none of those are the answers though. Where did the Aztecs and Incas live? Where did the Aztecs and the Incas live? What general areas of the world did the Aztecs live and the Incas live? Yes, South America. And I'll take Mesoamerica as the answer. So Lainey and Lena got those. South America for the Incas and Mesoamerica or Central America for the Aztecs. Wow, you guys are very specific. Dacia, West South America, which is true. It is West South America up in the Andes. Mexico, yeah, the Aztecs lived in Mexico, but they also lived in, did they live in Guatemala? I know the Maya did, but the Aztecs are like very closely associated with Mexico, right? Because they lived in what's now Mexico City, Guatemala, and central Mexico, yeah. Pretty much. Okay. Peru and Mexico, yes. But the Incas lived along like the whole coast of South America. They had like an extensive empire that basically stretched from like Colombia down into Chile. And yeah, it's interesting. I think in my Chile video, I pointed out the river that the Incas got stopped at, where the tribes fought back and won. So they had a huge empire that just came and went so fast. Such an interesting culture. This question has 2 answers. There's 2 methods. How did early people start fires? How did people used to start fires back in the caveman was kicked out of Girl Scouts, okay? It's a long story. I was a very rebellious Girl Scout. Did not enjoy it. I wanted to learn. I thought we were going to go like camping and build fires, but I know girls need to know how to start fires too. I know, like, I remember the last day we learned how to address a letter. That was the day I got kicked out. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. Anyway. Okay. This is an interesting question. Why, not how, not what, not when, why did the Egyptians mummify their dead? Yeah, at least you got to go camping, Sophia. That was more than what my Girl Scout troop did. We made crafts. We made like paper crafts. And anyway, why did the Egyptians mummify their dead? Preservation. Preservation for what? So they can worship them. You're close. Reaper the whirlwind Godhead. So they could be whole in the afterlife. Yes. So that they can continue living on in the afterlife. I mean, it was to preserve them. You're all correct, but it was to preserve them so that they could move on to the afterlife and still be a body, I guess. Very, very interesting. Okay, this is a little too easy. They wanted to preserve them, not so much through the ages. I think that mummification as a preservation tactic, yeah, they believed it was necessary in the afterlife. That's a good answer too, as an escapist. If I was grading your test, that would be an acceptable answer. I feel like the ancient Egyptians knew that it would preserve the bodies, but I don't think they realized how well they would preserve over the years. So they also built special rooms when they were alive. Yes, Sophia. They had input. Yes, I know, especially Khufu, who had the Great Pyramid. Planned all of it out. He wanted the biggest one, which fair, who doesn't want the biggest one? Bury them with their animals. Yes, their animals, their possessions, so that they could use it in the afterlife. Yes. And the reason that Tutankhamun was such a historical find was that it hadn't been grave robbed. Almost all the tombs that they found before that had been robbed already. So King Tut's tomb was remarkable because it was untouched from when he was buried. And it sounds incredible. They ate mummies, I wonder if that's an urban legend. But I wouldn't put it past the Victorians later to eat Egyptian mummies. Grave robbing. I know the pyramids in Sudan are destroyed. There was a rumor that the treasure was held at the top of the pyramid, so people came and smashed off all the tops, and there's like hundreds of pyramids in Sudan, but there's a very tiny amount that are still perfectly intact. It's so sad. There's such need. They're tiny pyramids. But anyway, I could go on all night about pyramids. They're so cool. Next question, which is a little easy. Where were the first Olympic Games held? And not modern Olympics, ancient Olympics. Where were the first Olympic Games held? You guys can't hear my landlady. She talks like a volume 10. Greece, be more specific in Greece. And I'll be more specific, not Rome, not Berlin. Dacia got it. Olympia in Greece. It was held in Olympia. Hence the Olympic Games, not Athens. Olympia. Athens was the first modern Olympic Games, though, in, what was it, 1896? Yes, because I remember the 1996 Olympics. So, right. I'm glad you asked. Right, wanted to know if the pyramids in Sudan were built by the people who built them in Egypt. But they were built by the Kushite people in an area that they called Meroe. And they were cut off from Egypt by the cataracts of the Nile River. So they knew about each other, but contact was very limited because they were hard to reach each other. So the Kushites thought the Egyptians were like the coolest, neatest people. And as Egypt was evolving and becoming its own thing and not building pyramids anymore. That's when they were burying them in the ground in the Valley of the Kings. The Kushite people were still building little Egyptian pyramids because they thought it was so neat and they wanted to copy the Egyptians. And eventually, after Egypt got invaded, I know it's an escapist, hold on, let me finish this, I'm almost done. When the Egyptians got invaded, the Kushites went and reconquered Egypt, and they reinstated a lot of the ancient Egyptian little things like pyramids and stuff because they're like Egypt fans, basically. So no, they weren't built by the same people, but they were very greatly influenced by the Egyptian people. History lesson over. Anyway, don't get me started on pyramids anymore, okay? I'm gonna go off. My audio's lagging. I apologize. I'm not sure how to fix that without like restarting the stream. How is it now? Is it okay, guys? How does it sound? Should I stop whispering? I have crap. Oh, okay. So anyway, aliens did not build the pyramids. The whirlwind. Definitely not. Audio's good. Okay, it's fine now. Perfect. Good to know. I don't know what happened. My Wi-Fi does this thing where it just turns off and on randomly. And if that happens, the stream will end. So if it very suddenly stops, it's because my internet blipped. So just staying tight. I'll start a new one if that happens. It probably won't, but if it happens, I'll just start a new live, okay? Cool. What was a Roman villa? I should say, what type of building was a Roman villa and where would it be built? What's a Roman villa? A villa. What type of building was it and where would it have been built? What do you guys think? The pyramids. I know, I'm obsessed with pyramids. It's so interesting how so many cultures made pyramids. It's wild to me, but I mean, it's a solid structure. It's a great shape. Anyway, I love pyramids. What type of building was a Roman villa and where would it have been built? What do you guys think? I hope my chat isn't lagging either. Let's see. Oh no. How does everything sound, you guys? Built in Rome, yes. Well, not in the city of Rome. Like, obviously it's a Roman villa, right? So what part of Italy would it have been built? An apartment building. You're close, but they weren't apartments. Very close. Yeah, I just had like a huge drop in viewers, so I was worried that something happened and people were leaving. Sounds fine. Okay. I'll wait another minute for you guys to. A mansion would be a pretty good guess. It's a big house. It's a type of house, but where it was built, it's not a group of houses. It's one big house. So I'll take mansion. I'll give half a point to Sophia. It was like a vacation house. So villas were built out in the countryside, like outside of the city, so that they could go there and relax when they're not living in the city. So a villa was basically the early version of a vacation house, basically. That's what a villa was. My microphone slid to the side. Let me bring it back. This might take a second. Stay. Don't move. Don't move. Stay. Don't. Okay. Yeah, really interesting. The Romans were strange people. Okay. I did not know this before checking out this book, so I will be absolutely flabbergasted if any of you guys get this. But it says, what's the Viking alphabet called? What was the Viking alphabet called? And I had no idea. I have never heard this word in my life, so if you guys don't get it, I totally don't blame you. Runes. You know what? Natural Explorer. Oh, Tasia got it. Oh my gosh. You she's sweet. I was about to say if there's anyone here from like the Nordic countries, you guys would know it. Congrats. You know, Natural Explorer, I thought it would be runes too, but this book actually talks about runes. And it says that runes were used for poems and inscriptions. So I don't know what the difference is. But yeah, Futhark. I've never heard that word ever. Thank you, Dacia. Congrats, you got the extra credit point tonight. It's a very awesome word. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Kind of a trick question. How were the Incas like the ancient Egyptians? How were the Incas like the ancient Egyptians? And don't say pyramids, because the Incas actually did not build pyramids. That was the Aztec science. So what did the Incas do that the Egyptians also did? This book is for like 5-year-olds. Why are some of these questions so hard? It's not human sacrifice, Reap the Whirlwind. I don't think the Egyptians did human sacrifices that we know of. But you're on the right track. You're very close. You're in the right direction. Yeah, this book is meant for like 5-6-year-olds, and some of these questions are crazy hard. I didn't know Futhark, but now I do. That's neat. So what? Worship of the dead. Oh, you're closer. They did believe in many gods, but so did like so many other cultures. What specifically do the Incas and the Egyptians, what practice did they do that was the same in a way? Not exactly the same, but the same kind of process. Astronomic observation. Well, lots of other cultures did that too. I think this is just specific to the Incas and the Egyptians. Ooh, loud goose. Did you hear that? It's kind of a tricky one. Well, not tricky. Like once you know it, you'll be like, oh, duh. But it's worship of the dead is very close. Reap the Whirlwind. Very close. I'm gonna give you guys similar art, buildings, religion. Nope, you're losing it, Sophia. Not agriculture. Heffley got it. Mummified. Yes, they made mummies. Good job. So, underworld cycle, pretty close. I don't think we know a lot about Inca afterlife. At least not as much as we know about Egyptian, but we all know how Egyptians mummified their dead. The Incas would take the body and put it up in the Andes and let it be preserved in the snow. So they're still uncovering Incan mummies all the time, especially during like climate change, snow melting, and these people looked like they just died, other than like their skin's all black from frostbite. Everything's still intact. Their hair, eyelashes, fingernails. It's really, Inca mummies are really interesting. Yeah, snow. Preserves snow in peat bogs. Something about him really preserves dead bodies. So, if you didn't know that, you learned something really cool tonight. What was chain mail? And don't say emails. In the historical sense, what was chain mail? I have to kind of describe it a little bit. What was chain mail? Who knows what chain mail was? Armor. I'll take it. Yeah, it's a type of armor. Armor, yes, Dacia. It was armor that the knights wore under their armor. But, you know, it's still technically armor. Chainmail, the linking chain to creed. That's much better. Reap the Whirlwind. If I was a teacher that was on the test, that would be a 10 out of 10 answer. That's the perfect detail, yes. It was a type of medieval armor to protect the body from stabbies. Alright, next question is, what Italian explorer is America named after? What Italian explorer is America named after? This is, as an American, I know the answer. But does anyone else know? I know a lot of you guys aren't in America. Amerigo, what? Dacia, give me a full name. Amerigo is actually his first name. Amerigo. gosh. Okay. Another tricky one. Who was the first person to go into space and when? Spoochie Beach in GTA 5. Funny. Who was the first person to go into space and when? If you know your space history, you can make a good guess at the when, but do you know the first person in space was, don't say Neil Armstrong. Gosh, he was like the 20th, 30th person. He was the first person on the moon. A Russian guy, and it was not in the 40s, but it was a Russian guy. It was a cosmonaut. That's like the biggest hint I can give you, is that it's a cosmonaut, which is a Russian astronaut. A Russian 1961 natural explorer got the year. Who was it? Like, I knew who it was, I didn't know the year. But what's the name of the first person in space? Does anyone know? Anybody? Dude. Dacia got it. Yuri Gagarin. Are you Googling, Dacia? No, I knew that too. Yuri Gagarin. Yuri Gagarin, the first person in space. And I think from what it is, you spelled it perfectly, Dacia. Like, exactly how I know how to spell it. It is Russian. It's not perfect in, like, Romanized alphabet, but that's how. I believe he just, like, went up and down. Hi, Cleopatra from India. Thank you for joining. We're doing some trivia. My phone just buzzed really, really loudly. Okay, hold on. I just got, like, a super important email. 1 second. Perfect. Okay. I just got a very important email. Something I've been waiting for. Anyway. Moving on. Okay, so this question is really weird. The question, okay, I'm gonna modify the question because the question says, what is a grizzly bear? So I'm gonna say, what color is a grizzly bear? That's your question. What color is a grizzly bear? It's all one color. And they're very sweet. Thank you, Doxia. I love all the hearts here in the chat. Brown, yes, Sophia. Because the answer they gave is a grizzly bear is a type of brown bear. So the answer is that grizzly bears are brown. It's a brown bear. Brown bear, what do you see? Brown bears. A grizzly bear is an American bear and brown. Reap the whirlwind with the perfect essay questions, man. You're gonna get 100% on your test. And everyone knows that grizzly bears are brown, which makes me happy because I think brown bears are really sweet. Not as cute as sun bears, though. Sun bears are best bear. Let's be real. Not black bears, sun bears. Which flower stinks of rotting meat? What's the name of the flower that stinks of rotting meat? I think I brought this up in, I know pandas are very cute too, Sophia. I love baby pandas. They're so funny. The corpse flower, that's, like, it's nicknamed. Does anyone know its actual name? If you know I'm gonna sound like a nerd. I love Pokemon. If you know the Pokemon Vileplume, that's what Vileplume is based on, but it's nicknamed the corpse flower since it smells like a dead body. Does anyone know what it's actually called? I think it's a really pretty flower and very rare because it only blooms every so often. The corpse flower is its nickname. I'm just gonna throw it out there in like a couple seconds. I'm gonna wait for the chat a little bit. You're gonna learn tonight what a corpse flower is actually called. Okay, Bob. You guys are too funny. It's called the giant rafflesia. The giant rafflesia is the official name of the corpse flower. The giant rafflesia, and I think they're only in, oh gosh, is it Indonesia or Malaysia? I think it's Malaysia. Which region of France is in South America? Very good question. That would be French Guiana. And, on my channel, I'm going through the history of every country in the world. And French Guiana is technically not a country. It's part of France. So when I cover France, we'll talk about French Guiana. I'm pretty sure it's Indonesia. I don't know why part of me wants to say Malaysia, like the peninsular Malaysia, but sure it's Indonesia. Okay. This question's also very weirdly phrased. It says, what is the oldest tree in the world? But the answer's way too vague, so I'm going to ask you, approximately, how old is the oldest tree in the world? Currently living, of course. How old do you think the oldest tree in the world is? And I know this tree, this is going to sound a little, but my mom's ashes are scattered at this tree. Even though the actual tree itself, the location is hidden, so we had to assume what the tree was because there's no official sign or anything, but that's where my mom wanted her ashes. Not 25,000, much lower. Natural Explorer. 5,000, higher. Reap the Whirlwind. Higher than 5,000. 2,000, much higher, Jim. It's a very, very, very old tree. Its nickname is Methuselah. And just like me, my mom would collect these history books, and she saw a picture of it when she was like 16, and she said, that's where I want my ashes scattered. She picked that out as a teenager. 17,000 lower, Sophia. Natural Explorer got it with almost 10,000 years old. Almost 10, or around 10,000 years old. You would have to cut down the tree to figure out the exact date, and of course people don't want to do that. Oh, Jim, you're so close. 10,000 is the answer. So it's assumed, we don't want to kill Methuselah to find out how old it was. That's really sad. But yeah, my landlady's funny. She's outside talking very loud. Yeah, he's in Southern California up in the mountains, and my mom's there too. So anyway, is a tomato a fruit or a vegetable? Is a tomato a fruit or a vegetable? Apologies for the siren. It's part of city life. Is a tomato a fruit or a vegetable? Yes, Sophia got it first. It is a fruit. Natural Sport's not a vegetable. Tomatoes are fruits, and I know that. My goodness, what's happening outside? The whole army's coming in. That's a loud airplane. I apologize. City living. Tomatoes are a fruit because they grow from seeds. So I know they look and taste like vegetables, but they are actually fruits. Very weird. What is the biggest animal ever? What's the biggest animal ever? Well, there's a plane circling now. My goodness. The biggest animal ever. And it's not a dinosaur. Let me close the window. Hold on. It's not a dinosaur. You're very close. An elephant. Hold on. Yes, whales are way bigger. Jim got it. It's the blue whale. Jim got it first. Natural Explorer. Jim wins this round. Of course, there's an airplane circling. The blue whale's the largest animal to have ever lived on the planet. Bigger than any dinosaur ever. Pretty wild. It's a big. Okay. What's the fastest mammal on Earth? also be surprised if anyone gets this. Which frog is the most poisonous? What's the most poisonous kind of frog? I'll take a vague answer. Because it's a very specific frog, and I don't think anyone's gonna get it. I know I wouldn't if I had to be specific. Which frog is the most poisonous? The poison. Okay, Reap the Whirlwind. You're close. It's not a cane toad. Are cane toads poisonous? Toads are not frogs, by the way. It is a type of poison frog. Yes, Reap the Whirlwind. But I'm gonna need a little bit more of a specific other than poison frog. Oh, dart frog. You know what? Let's combine that with Reap the Whirlwind and Jim, because it's the poison dart frog. It's actually the golden poison dart frog is the most poisonous frog. So split the points between Reap the Whirlwind and Jim for that one. It's the golden poison dart frog. Okay. This is a tricky one. I would have got this wrong if I was taking a quiz. What is the longest snake in the world? Sophie's dad has a tattoo of it. I think they're cute. Poison frogs are really cute looking because they're very colorful, but they're colorful because they're saying, "Don't touch me, I will kill you." What's the longest snake in the world? And it's not the anaconda. Reap the Whirlwind, I'll give that to you. It's a reticulated python, which I did not know. I love reticulated pythons. I think they're beautiful. I'm not prehistoric. I'm not talking prehistoric. I've never heard of a titanoboa. I'm going to have to look that up after. It's not the... See, I would have thought it was the anaconda. And there is an anaconda at the Science Museum here in the city in Golden Gate Park. And it's huge. But apparently a reticulated python can grow up to 33 or 10 meters long. I think anacondas are the biggest snakes in terms of like girth, but I'm assuming that reticulated pythons can grow longer than an anaconda. That's what I'm guessing anyway. Let's see. Okay. Another very weirdly phrased question. So I'm going to rephrase it. And don't get naughty with this one, guys. Compared to what part of your body, how small is the dwarf goby fish? Like, what part of your body could you compare to the same size as a dwarf goby fish? What do you think? Why does a snake need to be that long? I think it's like, snakes and some fish just grow to the size of their environment. So they just go and go. Little toe. You're very close, tip of the finger bone, eyeball. You guys are super close. So close. I don't want to call it because you guys are almost there. Tip of the finger bone is very close. Reap the Whirlwind, you're definitely closer. Definitely closer. Definitely close. Titanoboa is 50 feet long and weighed over a ton. That's awesome. I love snakes. I think snakes are so beautiful. Liv got it with the fingernail. I know I was giving it. I'm sorry. But yeah, apparently the dwarf goby fish is about the size of your fingernail, which some people have very long fingernails, so not a very good comparison, I think, but the end of your nose, can you imagine? The fingernail is a bone. Yes, fingernails are your bones. That's one of those things I don't like to think about because it's weird to think of your bones sticking out of your skin. But yeah, fingernails are the same material as your bones. Isn't that wild? I don't like that fact. But yeah. Oh, are you saying that you said tip of finger bone? Is that what you mean? A fingernail is? I thought you just meant like the tip of your phalanges. Like the tip of your finger. That makes Wolverine more believable. I'll give that both to you then, I suppose. Okay, I didn't know this one either. So, which birds make their nests from mud and spit? Tip of the phalange. Yeah, the fingernails are not technically phalanges, but was trying to think. Oh, I'm lagging a little. Is everything okay? Let me know. Anyway, I was trying to think of what I was thinking of, and then I looked at the answer. I'm like, oh, that wasn't it. I would not have guessed this. Swallows. I think that's what I was thinking of, but apparently it's not. I think it's a kind of swallow, though. Or it's a swallow-like bird. I'll give you guys a little bit more before I call it, but I would not have guessed this answer. I think they're very similar to swallows. Swallows, I think, just use mud to make nests. I don't think they use their spit. I'm not sure. Let me see. I'm gonna wait just a little bit more. I know the chat takes longer to pop up for me than it does for you, so I don't want to say it and someone's already written it in, you know. It's not a magpie. Okay, I'm gonna call it. It's a swift, which, if my memory serves me, they look and act very much like swallows, but it's a swift, apparently. Maybe swallows are a kind of swift. Maybe I have it backwards. I don't know. I do not know. Okay. This question has 2 answers. Which 2 types of insects sing to each other? Name 2 insects that can sing to each other. Can you think of them? Which 2 insects sing to each other? Crickets is one. What's the other one? Reap the Whirlwind got 1. Crickets, yes, Liv. Crickets is the first one. What's the second one? Very, very similar to crickets. And grasshoppers. Liv got it. Liv aced it. Not roaches. Roaches hiss. It's some of them too. Cicadas. Oh, you know, cicada. I don't know why it doesn't say cicadas in here. I guess they don't really sing like crickets and grasshoppers do, but apparently the answer is crickets and grasshoppers. I think cicadas just vibrate to make that cicada sound. Whereas the grasshoppers and crickets actually make little songs. I think that's what they mean. The cicadas just scream. Okay. What does the word dinosaur mean? Where's Dacia with the cool dinosaur facts? What does the word dinosaur mean? Who knows what it means? It's a Latin word. So what does dinosaur actually mean? Prehistoric? No, not prehistoric. It's, let's see. I'm trying to think of a good hint. Big lizard. You're close, Jim. It's not big or old, but it is a blank lizard. Is what it means in Latin. Blank lizard. You got half of it, Jim. What do you think? This is, I think there's, yes, Nelson got it. Terrible. It means terrible lizard. In the back of my memory from the 90s, there was a cartoon called Terrible Thunder Lizards about dinosaurs that were like superheroes. But yeah, it means terrible lizard. I wonder who actually got to make that name official, you know? Alright. I'm going to reword this question because it's very strangely worded. What part of your body grows the thickest skin? What part of obviously the outside of your body, does the skin grow the thickest? Think, like, go over your body. Where do you think the layer of your skin grows thickest? What do you think? Your thighs, feet, heel. You know what? I'm gonna give it to Dacia because it's like the soles, the heel of your feet, the bottom of your feet. Yeah, pretty much on the bottom of your feet. You guys got it. Good job. I didn't have to give you a hint, but yeah, makes sense too. That's why your skin's always so tough down there. This is an interesting question. Why does your stomach rumble? Why does your stomach rumble? On your head? No, the skin's not very thick on your head, believe it or not. like as a species, we associate stomach grumbling with being hungry. So that's why our brains go, oh, you're hungry. It's not hunger, Sophia, believe it or not. Your stomach doesn't rumble because you're hungry. Isn't that weird? That's what we're taught when we're like 3 years old. Like, oh, you must be hungry. But that's not it. Does anyone know specifically Natural Explorer's on the right track with digestion? It is a part of digestion. You know what? I'm just going to give it because it's very specific. It's when your stomach is more air than food. So once your food starts digesting and your stomach starts filling up with air, that combination makes a rumbly sound. So it pretty much means your stomach is emptying, but it doesn't mean you're hungry. It's not saying feed me, you know. Isn't that interesting? That is very, very interesting. What part of your body has, I'm rephrasing this too because they did a terrible job writing these questions. What part of your body has the smallest bones and muscles? What part of your body has the smallest bones and muscles? Yeah, I got this wrong when I was reading this. It's not your hand. I thought that too. Dacia got it first with the ear. Has the smallest bones and muscles. Jim, I'm pretty sure he meant to say ear, and Standard also said ear, but Dacia got it first. It is the ear has the smallest bones and muscles. There are bones in there, but your ear is mostly cartilage, like your nose. Interesting question. Do smart people have bigger brains? Do smarter people have bigger brains? What do you think? Do smarter people have bigger brains? I'm going to give it to Donna. She got it first. No, everyone's brain's the same size. I'm so glad everyone's getting it. No, that's a myth. That's an old phrenology thing that the bigger the brain, yeah, denser, exactly. The bigger the brain, the smarter you are. No, everyone's got the same size brain, pretty much. Very close. Good job, guys. Okay. What's the name of the scientist? What's the name for a scientist, I should say, who studies dinosaurs and fossils? What type of scientist studies dinosaurs and fossils? Yeah, if your brain is big, you're dying. You've got encephalitis and you need to go to the hospital immediately. Pretty much, but what type of scientist studies dinosaurs and fossils? Stuntard got it. Paleontologist. Congratulations. A paleontologist is a scientist who studies dinosaurs and fossils. Okay. This question has 3 answers. A little tricky. Which forms of energy come from a bonfire? Which 3 types of energy can come from a bonfire? 3 different forms of energy can come out of a bonfire. What are they? You can put 1 or 2 or all 3 if you think you know them, but just throw out guesses. It's a lot easier than you think. It's not that complicated. Thermal, it's heat energy is one. So heat is one of the energies. What else? Think about your senses. You can feel a fire. Heat and light. Yes. Light energy. And there's one more. Think about your senses. You can feel you can feel a fire. You can see a fire. And what else kind of energy does a fire give off? What else? Not moisture. Fire's not wet. No, you can't. I mean, I suppose you could feel a fire. Wind. Not quite wind. Fires aren't necessarily windy. What other part of your body can you detect fire? Smell. No. Smell is not an energy. Noise. Shelby gets it. Sound energy. It gives off heat energy, light energy, and sound energy. Good job, teams. It's way more easier than you think it would be. Here's another kind of easy one. What kind of electricity can you sometimes see in the universe. What can move faster than anything else? Donna got it. The answer is light. Oh, I'm so glad lots of people got it. Good job, Shelby, Liv, Natural Explorer, Dacia, Stuntard. Great job, you guys. I'm glad you knew that. That's a really important science fact that everyone should know. Light is the fastest thing in the universe. Okay, this one's kind of dumb. It's a page about sound, and it says, what makes the strings of a violin vibrate? And so I'm like, oh, it's the sound waves, blah, blah, blah. But no, they want to know, what physically do you use to make the strings of a violin vibrate? What device do you use? Not friction. Apparently they don't want to get that technical. What do you actually hold in your hand to make a violin vibrate? What's it called? It's a bow. Donna got it. Donna's very fast. Great job. It is a bow. A horsehair bow. Yes, centaur. The answer is a bow. I know. I was like sound waves. It's a bow. Why do things weigh less on the moon than they do on the Earth? Why do things weigh less on the moon than they do on the Earth? What do you think? Why do things weigh less on the moon than on the Earth? What is it? Yes, I'm going to give that to Donna as well. Donna is very fast. Gravity. It's the fact that there's less gravity. That's the important word. The pull of gravity is not as strong on the moon as it is on Earth. So, you can't just say gravity, everybody. I know you're writing fast, but it's because there's less gravity on the moon than on the Earth. Who invented the first computer? Do you know his name? No Googling. If you know it, put it in the chat. Who invented the first computer? Do you know his name? Who invented the first computer? Any guesses? Babbage. You know what, Emily? I'll give that to you. It's Charles Babbage. Yay. Congrats. Not Einstein. He didn't study computer science. Yes, Charles Babbage invented the first computer. Computers as we know it today, because there were different types of technical computers, and abacus is technically a calculator, which is technically a computer, right? But computers as we know it today, we would call a computer, was invented by Charles Babbage. All right. I'm going to rephrase this a little bit, because the question is, which is the fastest passenger train in the world? I'm going to say, what country has the fastest passenger train in the world? I also got this wrong when I read this book. Which country has the fastest passenger train in the world? It's not Japan. That was my guess. I thought it was the Shinkansen. Natural Explorer got it with China. It is the Shanghai Maglev, is apparently the fastest passenger train in the world. Yes, it is in China. It can go up to 310 miles per hour or 500 kilometers. Shelby, I was thinking France too, because I've actually been on that train. And here's the story. I was going on the train to Paris, and I'm looking out the window thinking I thought this was supposed to be one of the fastest trains in the world. It does not seem very fast at all. And then there's one car out on the road, and it goes as we go by. So I'm like, oh, I'm going way faster than it looks. I was in that moment oh, wow, I'm going 200 miles an hour right now. Never mind. thought the answer would be the Concorde, but apparently not. I think the Concorde was the fastest passenger plane ever. But anyway, okay, this one's kind of hard too. What is a boat with two separate hulls called? What kind of boat has two separate hulls? I know I thought it was the Concorde, but I think that's a confusing fact in that I think that was the fastest passenger plane. Dacia got it with the catamaran. Congrats, Dacia. Yay. These questions are getting harder. Again, this book is meant for like 5 and 6-year-olds. What in the world? And the answers aren't on the page. Like, you can't read it to find the answer. You just have to know. Whatever. It is a catamaran. It's a boat with two hulls. Good job, Dacia. Dacia, you are the trivia master tonight. Let's be real. Okay, this one's a little hard. What kind of bridge did ancient Roman engineers invent? Think of its shape. What kind of bridge did the ancient Roman engineers invent? This one's a tricky one. What kind of bridge did the ancient Roman engineers invent? Aqueducts are not bridges, but good guess. Shelby got it with the arched bridge. Stuttgart, you're just so close. And it's not a drawbridge either. That would have been my guess, but it is the arch bridge. Good job, you guys. I think that's just like a standard bridge, like not a flat bridge, but an arched bridge. Pretty sure that's what that means. What's the name of the machine that pulls a plow on a farm? What kind of machine pulls a plow on a farm? What's it called? What kind of machine pulls a plow? Is this real life? Yes, Jesse. Natural Explorer got it with the tractor. Yes, it's a tractor. Sorry, Jacob. So close. Natural Explorer got it with the tractor is the name of the instrument. Alright, this one blows my mind. I was literally like falling asleep last night thinking about this question. Okay. What year, I'm going to say it doesn't say that. What year was the first television program shown? What year was the first television program shown? Make a good guess, because this is crazy to me. I was way off on my guess. 43, 36. Cute Jessie, I like that little emoji. Older than 43, older than 36. 27, Camille. Hi, Camille. There we go. Lachlan got it with 1928. 1928. That seems way too early, Jesse. 1910 and 1880. Come on now. No. 1928 was the year the first television program was shown, which I would guess like 1953. Like, I did not realize that television technology. That's wild to me. All right. Next, how many more are left? 1, 2, 3, 4. We got a few. 5, 6, 7. Okay, we got quite a few more questions. We haven't got to the space part yet. Okay, we're still on a roll. What was the first TV show called? I wish I knew, because what in the world? I did not realize that television was starting to be broadcast that early, almost 100 years ago. Lachlan, you're right. And just in time for the Depression. Yeah, but anyway, I don't want to go off on a history tangent, but Camille, I was with you. I was laying there like, wait, what did they broadcast? Like, what the heck? Anyway, I felt an earthquake last night, you guys. I spent forever trying to fall asleep, and right when I did, my bed went boop, 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 boop. And I was like, oh, come on. Like, what? But yeah, Morse code that spell out help. Now, extra question, because it's a topic I know. Which was the first ship to send out an official SOS? Who knows? Who knows? It's my favorite ship in the whole world. What I'm obsessed with. Someone's revving their engine super loud outside. Oh man. Yeah, your car's very cool. There's a red light just outside this wall, so he's revving, waiting for the light to change. So, yes, Reap the Wind was the Titanic. The Titanic was the first vessel to send out an official SOS. Is that wild? You'd think it would have happened before that, but apparently not. I'm obsessed. Yeah, Emily was the Titanic, the first vessel to send out an official SOS. Now you know. A little trivia for you. All right. This is an easy question that you learn in like first grade geography when you're like 6 years old. So get ready. Fingers on your keyboard, whichever you're using, because everyone's going to know this. Who's going to get it first? What's the biggest ocean on the earth? What's the biggest ocean on the earth? Who's going to get it first? Who's going to get it first? Who's going to get it first? What's the biggest ocean on the earth? What is the biggest ocean? Dacia got it. Of course, Dacia's lightning fingers there. The Pacific is the largest ocean. Good job, Dacia. Dacia's the fastest one. Reap the Wind, it is not the Atlantic. It's the second largest. What's the name for a large ocean wave caused by an earthquake? What's the name of an ocean wave that is caused by an earthquake? Who's going to get it first? It's kind of an easy one. The earthquake I felt. Yes, Jacob got it with tsunami. Sorry, Dacia, you weren't fast enough. Not a tidal wave. Tidals are... The tide is normal. The tides happen all the time. But Jacob got it with tsunami. I know, Jacob beat Dacia. Lightning fingers over here. Tsunami is the name of a wave caused by an earthquake. Great job, great job, great job. What's the name of a scientist that studies rocks? What's the name of this, or what type of scientist studies rocks? What do you think it could be? What type of scientist studies? Yep, natural explorer got it. Geologist is the answer. A geologist. Yes, Shelby got it too, but natural explorer was first. Good job, Reap the Whirlwind. Jesse. Awesome, awesome. Geologist is the right answer. Natural explorer got it first. Which mineral is the hardest material found on Earth? Kind of another easy-ish one if you know your rocks and minerals. Which mineral is the hardest material found on Earth? Natural explorer got it again with a diamond. It's not a sapphire, it is a diamond. Good job, good job. The diamond, the hardest substance on Earth, is a diamond. Okay. How many layers of the atmosphere are there? Just give me a number. You don't have to give me their names, because that's not what the question asks. That's a little extra if you can name them. That's an extra credit. But how many layers are there of Earth's atmosphere? Not 3, not 7. Not 7. I think you're thinking of the ocean. The ocean, I think, has like 5-ish. I don't know. How much does the atmosphere have, technically, I suppose? The troposphere is the lowest one. Good job, Dacia. Man, you're a smarty. Not 5. Not 9. Not 9. The only one I knew off the top of my head is the stratosphere. Yep, Jesse knows stratosphere too. There's the troposphere, the stratosphere. How many do you think there are? Not 8. It's too many. There aren't too many, Jacob. Don't worry. There's actually not that many. They're very thick, but there's not a lot of them. There goes my tummy rumbling. I was here for the tummy rumble. Not 6. Not 6. You guys are getting so close, but missing it. It is 4. They are the troposphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, and the thermosphere. I didn't remember thermosphere when I was in school, but yes, congratulations. It is 4 levels of the atmosphere. All right. What fraction, I suppose, of your body is water? In a fraction, not a percent. How much in a fraction is your body? Hi, real person. How much is some music outside. How much in the form of a fraction is your body consist of water? Not 3/4. That would have been my guess. Half Slatia. Got it again with 2/3. Jesse, you were so close. 2/3 of your body is water. You got the good guesses tonight. Half Slatia. Let me know if I'm saying that wrong. It's a really cool name. Okay. What kind of scientist? What is the name of the scientist who studies weather? What kind of scientist studies the weather? What do you think? What do you think? What kind of scientist? It's really pretty though. I like saying it. Jesse got it with meteorologist. Congrats, Jesse got it first. Everyone's getting it, and I'm really glad to see that everyone knows that. Meteorologist is the answer. Jesse got it first. Congrats, you guys. How do you think desert ground squirrels stay cool? I'd say, like, what part of the body does a desert ground squirrel use to stay cool? I'm not sure I can even picture a desert gray squirrel. I know we have gray squirrels where I live, but I don't know what a desert gray squirrel is. Yes, Liv got it. They use their tail. They use their tail to make little shades. That's really cute. So Liv gets that one. Congrats. They use their tail. That'd be cool if they burrow too, Shelby. They probably do. All right. Get your science hats on. Any astronomers out there? It's kind of anyway. What is a black hole? Or in your best definition, what is a black hole? I don't know how I can rephrase this to make it a little easier. Just, what's a black hole? A void, kind of. I mean, I guess it's technically dark energy, kind of. A collapsed supernova, I suppose, but that's not really the definition they're looking for. It's really weird. I don't even think, do we know for sure that black holes are collapsed into supernovas? I think that's just a theory at this point. It's not a wormhole. From what we know, you can't go through it. Infinite density. Oh, I like that one. It's not a star. Oh, I'm going to give it to Stundard. That's the right answer. It's a place where the gravity is so strong that no light can get out. Stundard wins that one for sure. Good guess, Jacob. Good guesses, everyone, but that's the correct answer. It's a place in the universe where the gravity is so strong that no one can get through. Isn't that weird? All right. If you're watching my astronomy videos, you're gonna get this one. What is the only galaxy you can see without a telescope? What galaxy can you just walk outside on a clear night and look up and be able to see it with your own eyes and be like, whoa, that's a whole other galaxy. I love doing that. I love when it's visible here. Not the Milky Way, that's our own galaxy. It's not our galaxy. Not the Milky Way. We can all, yes, Dacia got it with Andromeda. Dacia got it first. It's the Andromeda galaxy. Yes, solar system is the hottest? Who knows the answer? Who knows? Who knows? This is one of those space trivia facts that space nerds are like, oh, actually, yep, Dacia got it. It's Venus. See, it's not Mercury, half Slachita, and it's not Earth for sure. It is Venus. And, it's not Mars. Mars is actually very cold. It's super cold on Mars. It's like colder than the coldest thing on Earth, on Mars. It's not Mercury. It is Venus because it has an atmosphere and it traps in the heat, just like our planet traps in heat from the sun. So Venus is actually hotter than Mercury, even though Mercury's closer to the sun. You learned something today if you didn't know that. That's the science nerd. Actually, Venus is the hottest planet because of its atmosphere, obviously. But yeah, Venus is the hottest planet. Good job, Dacia. Alright, what's the name for the biggest storm on Jupiter? What is the actual scientific name for that big storm on Jupiter that you can see in all the pictures of Jupiter? What's it called? This is its actual scientific name. It's kind of like you know how I always make fun of places in Australia. They have such boring names. It's like that. The Eye. Nope, it's not called the Eye. It's dumber than that. It's like, you know how we could have named our moon anything and we named it Moon. We could have named it something super cool. I mean, I think we should just start calling it Luna, right? The big storm. A little too specific. The Great Swirl. Not quite. Not big storm, but that's a good guess. The storm, right? You think I should have said the moon thing because now I'm giving you guys the impression it's not the storm. If you think about what color it is, also, you've seen it in pictures. You guys are so funny. No, it's not the big. There's no storm involved in the name. It is a really big storm. The storm is the size of our planet. That's how big this, and it's been going for as long. The red, the pale. Oh, Stuntart almost got it. It's so close. It is called. It's so close. You guys are so. So close. The yellow hole. Nope. Okay. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna wait like another second just in case. Timothy. You guys are funny. Monarch. I like that. It's not called Timothy or the big orange dot. It's called the Great Red Spot. Yeah. Oh, see, Monarch got it right when I said it. The Great Red Spot, Monarch. You get that point. It's called the Great Red Spot because it's big, it's red, and it's a spot. The Great Red Spot. I know. You guys were so close. Okay. Easy one. Let's see who gets it first. Who was the first person to set foot on the moon? Who was the first person to set foot on the moon? Who's gonna get it first? Who will get it first? Who will get it first? This is like basic space fact. Reap the Whirlwind got it first with Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong was the first person to set foot on the moon. I think there's only been like 12 people, right, who've been on the moon. Something like that. It's a very small number. They're in their own little club. Neil Armstrong. Apparently, Neil Armstrong used to say, rest in peace, Neil Armstrong. He would say, I've got a really funny joke about the moon. And then he would tell like the dumbest joke ever. And he was like, oh, you had to be there. That's a good one. I like that. All right. I know that's good, right? That's really good. Very funny. Which comet flies by Earth every 76 years? Isn't it funny? Which comet comes by Earth every 76 years? What's the name of that comet? Yep, Natural Explorer got it with Halley's Comet. Halley's Comet, you guys all know it. Halley's Comet. Halley's Comet flew by, I think, when I was 1 year old. So I'm not going to get to see it until I'm in my 70s. Oh well. I just missed it. I'm kind of bummed. It is Halley's Comet. And it says down here it was named after astronomer Edmund Halley. Fun little fact. Interesting. I'm gonna rephrase this because I'll be like stunned if anyone gets the name of it. But which country launched the first space station? I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna tell you to name it. Which country launched the first space station? Which country was it? I mean, there's only like Russia. Yes, reap the whirlwind. It is Russia, not Kazakhstan. The USSR, if we're being technical, right, Emily? It was the USSR. USSR, Soviet Union, yes. It was called the Salyut 1, and it was launched on April 19th, 1971. I've never heard of that. It's probably not in orbit anymore, I assume, because everyone uses the ISS, right? All right. This is hard. Again, this little kids, what the heck? What was the first spacecraft to land on a speeding comet? I'm going to say, what year did a spacecraft land on a comet? What year was it? What year did we manage to land a spacecraft on a comet? I'm not going to tell you to name the spacecraft. I did not know. Not 2019. It actually happened before. It's not 1999. It was sooner. My nose is running a little bit. That's weird. I'm gonna get a drink of water real quick. Hold up. I'm gonna, not 1991, sooner. 1987, way sooner. You guys are 2016, earlier. 2018, sooner. Just keep guessing. I'm gonna try to grab my water. It's behind my microphone. Some water sounds. And it's not Gatorade. I just put the water in an old Gatorade bottle. 78, way sooner. It's in the 2010s. I'll tell you that. It was in the 2010 decade. My cat's on the bed staring at me. Yesterday, no. 2012, close. 2011, close. 20,100. I think you meant 2015, but it's not 2015, Godfather. Who's gonna get it first? It's in the 2010s. It's not 2019. That's what I thought too. Not 2013. Not 2013. Liv got it. 2014 was the year that we managed to land a spacecraft on a comet. I totally thought it was like super recently, but I think that was like the first one that we had like recordings of, that we could actually see everything on the comet, and it took pictures and stuff. It was called the Philae, and it landed on the Churyumov-Gerasimenko comet. That's very hard to read. The answers are all upside down. That was very hard to read. Upside down. And then it's the easy trivia page. We're not going to get into that. So that was the last one in the book. Congrats to you guys. Fish fillet. The Philae, Philae, a Greek word. Guess 1964. Yeah, that's a little advanced to land a spacecraft on a comet. That's quite a feat. You have to be very good at math. Okay. So that's the end of that. And this went on for way longer than I expected. So if you want, I can read you a little book before you go to bed. Unless you guys are like done, which I totally understand. And I'm going to transition to soft spoken to read you an elephant book. Excuse me. If anyone wants to stick around for an elephant story. For people who weren't here at the start, we're going to do Zambia next in my series. Okay, I'll read it to you guys. And I'm going to move into soft spoken next in
my countries of the world is Zambia. And I schedule out all my videos in advance, and I forgot to schedule this one. Yeah, great game, guys. Great job, Dacia. Very good. I forgot to schedule this book, and if I redid my schedule, it would be a nightmare. Everything's going to get pushed back. So I figured I would just read it on a live to you guys. So let me read you a story before bed. It's called The Elephant Keeper, Caring for Orphaned Elephants in Zambia. You guys a little bedtime story. I'll show you all the pictures too, don't worry. You're very welcome. I had fun. I'm going to recheck out the older books that I did those trivia videos for and do this again because this was so much fun. So let's have a little, my goodness, let's have a little bedtime story before bed. Good games, says Jessie. I agree. All right. So this chapter is called Orphan. The sun was a glowing red ball in the eastern sky when Aaron left his family's hut. It was still dark, but he knew just where to place his bare feet on the dusty path. He walked the 6 kilometers between his village and Lion's Lodge twice a day. Exactly, Jesse, that's what I figured. He'd started working at the lodge just a few months ago. It had been his father's job until he got sick. Then the manager, knowing the family needed the income, offered the job to Aaron. He wasn't nearly as strong as his father had been before his illness, but Aaron worked hard. He carried bundles of reeds and learned to thatch roofs. He hauled lumber, handed nails to the carpenter, and sharpened the axe. He fetched water from the well for the workers and did other hot jobs such as burning debris and raking leaves. And here goes Aaron. Here we go. Heading off to his job early in the morning, working at the lodge to help his family. Also, this is mostly based on a true story. Aaron's a real person. Just so you know. As Aaron approached the gate, he was startled by a strange noise. Must be an animal, he thought, but he could tell right away that this wasn't just a hippo in the nearby Zambezi River. Aaron dashed through the lane of palm trees, rounded the corner, and stopped dead in his tracks. He couldn't believe his eyes. A small elephant was flailing around the lodge's swimming pool. The elephant held its trunk in the air to avoid drowning and kicked wildly, ears flapping like sails on a boat that had sprung a leak. Aaron glanced around nervously for the mother elephant. Was she nearby? Fear knotted in the pit of his stomach. Elephants often roamed near his village, trampling everything in their path. Hadn't they just recently killed one of the villagers? Look at that elephant. Someone just flew over. Anyway, sorry about that. Here we have a little elephant in the pool. Wee woo, I know. The big wee woos went by. There's an elephant in the pool trying to not drown. Poor baby. But there were no other elephants in sight, and this one needed help fast. Aaron raced to the cottage where the gardener slept. Help, hurry, he called, pounding on the door. What should he do? He had seen elephant mothers use their trunks to guide and prod their babies. Could he somehow guide this one to the edge? He ran to the pool shed and flung the door open. With shaking hands, he rummaged through the equipment, grabbing a rope, a hose, a rake. Ooh, we've got a bot. We got a bot. Hold on. We've got a bot in here. Oop. Oh, I know there's a way to do this. Hold on. It's just so there's no spamming happening here. My computer's going really slow. I feel kind of honored that my chat's good enough to have a bot pop up. Okay, that should do it. I hope. Okay. Hide user. Spam bot. I know. Okay. This messages will be hidden. Okay, there we go. We're in an elephant. Thank you. TP to Ferris. Thank you so much. I know a bot. I hate those. Anyway, we have to help the elephant. Thank you so much, Ferris. Thank you. When he got back, the gardener, still in his pajamas, was beside the pool. The manager came running from the lodge, followed by the cook, who had all heard the commotion. Sleepy guests appeared at the windows. Soon they too converged on the lawn in their pajamas, holding cameras. There's a really pretty picture of this elephant swimming. Isn't that nice? Even though this elephant's trying not to drown. Poor guy. Aaron threw the hose and rake down on the deck, and, surprising even himself, jumped straight into the water. The little elephant snorted and splashed frantically, but it was getting tired, and this allowed Aaron to get close with the rope. One of the boys who worked in the kitchen jumped in too. Together they were able to get the rope under the elephant's belly. With the cook and gardener pulling from the edge, Aaron and the other boy attempted to push the elephant up, doing their best to steer clear of its thrashing feet. But it was no use. The lodge's guests shouted encouragement. "You can do it. Keep trying. Don't let it drown." Aaron looked into the elephant's eyes. He saw terror there, but he also thought he glimpsed a flicker of hope. Hope that it would be saved. Aaron took a deep breath. "On count of 3, he yelled. Let me show you. There's Aaron in the water, and look how tiny this baby elephant is. And he's going to help get it out of the pool. Let's find out what happens. Between them, the men on the ground and the boys in the pool finally managed to drag, pull, and push the exhausted animal onto the deck. Aaron climbed out of the water and sat on the edge, panting and dripping. He watched the elephant lying on its side, trembling. It looked straight at Aaron and blinked. Aaron couldn't take his eyes off it. This was a wild elephant. Check it out. The elephant has been saved. Aaron's looking at it. A truck pulled up, and some men in uniform stepped out. He saw them waving their arms and overheard snippets of their conversation with the lodge manager. Found the mother. Killed. Poachers. Aaron wondered if animals had feelings like humans. Did it see its mother getting killed? The men loaded the elephant in the truck. Aaron heard them talking about medical checkups and an elephant orphanage. One of the men shook his head. Such a young elephant might not survive. Walking home after work, Aaron thought of the animal he had helped rescue. Never before had he touched the thick, rough skin of an elephant. He wondered if it was at the orphanage now and how it was doing. Was it still alive? And there is little elephant getting loaded onto the truck to go to the orphanage to be taken care of. Library books are my favorite sound, so you're getting a lot of that. When he reached home, his mother was sitting outside their hut. She had prepared a meal of nshima with vegetable stew and handed a bowl to Aaron. The story of the elephant had already reached the village. "Aaron," a neighbor called, "did you think we needed more of those thieving giants trampling our crops?" Aaron's cheeks burned. He hung his head and picked at his food. "Don't listen to them," his mother said. "You did the right thing. You don't just let an animal die, even if it might kill you or steal from you." His mother shrugged. "They're hungry. We are the ones who know how to grow food, so they come here. To them, it's not stealing, it's survival." Aaron thought of how they often lost mangoes and corn to foraging elephants, and how that meant they had no crops to sell, no money to pay for the things they needed. I hear that in some places people plant hedges of fiery peppers around the crops to keep elephants away, his mother added. Killing them is not a good solution. But they kill people, Aaron said, thinking of the villager who had been trampled. Mutunwa was killing elephants, his mother said, as if reading his mind. He knew that it was dangerous. Aaron sighed. It was complicated. And here is a picture of his village, sitting there with his mother. Really pretty picture of the village. Right, the next page is a bunch of elephant facts. I think we'll skip that tonight because we're going kind of long. Next chapter is called A Friendship Begins. As Aaron walked to the lodge the next morning, he worried. Would he lose his job for jumping into the pool and making a spectacle of himself in front of the guests? If he lost his job, how would he manage to help his family? As soon as he reported for work, he was told to go and see the lodge manager. His heart sank. Aaron stood in front of the manager's desk, his eyes fixed on the ground. You were brave yesterday, the manager said. Aaron looked up in surprise. The game rangers who collected the elephant run an orphanage not far from here. They told me that poachers forced a herd of elephants to flee last night. This little one likely got separated, and there was nothing the others could do but keep going. He sighed. They also told me that you can visit the little elephant if you like. The manager got up from his desk then and put a hand on Aaron's shoulder. I wanted to thank you for what you did, he said, smiling. Our guests were most impressed. So here we have pictures. There's the beautiful lodge for all the tourists visiting Zambia, and try to avoid my light here. There's Aaron being like, "Oh, I'm not in trouble. Everything's okay." A few days later, Aaron found himself walking down the long, dusty road that led to town and to the elephant orphanage. He had never thought of animals being orphans. Did it miss its mother like he missed his father? He hoped the little elephant was still alive. There he goes, walking down the road. When he arrived, two men were playing a game of checkers with bottle caps at the gate. One of the men recognized him and called out, Muselisei, Aaron. Hello, Aaron answered shyly. Did you come to visit Zambezi? The man smiled and held out his hand. I'm Samuel, one of the elephant keepers. Zambezi? It's the name we gave the little elephant who went for a swim. We named him for the mighty river. So the elephant was alive. Aaron grinned, his heart beating faster. Samuel motioned for him to follow. They are playing checkers. Oh, sweet. That's when Aaron came upon a sight that he would never have believed if he hadn't seen it with his own eyes. 3 grown men were chatting to each other while elephants mingled around them. Aaron's mouth dropped open. Samuel laughed. It is possible for elephants and people to be friends, he said as he opened the door to the barn. It smelled of hay and dung. Aaron hung back, wary. Come, I will introduce you properly to Zambezi, said Samuel. Look at these sweet little elephants playing. Very cute, very cute. Zambezi lay on a bed of straw in a corner of a stall. He looked like a wrinkled bag of bones covered by blankets. He seemed to be having trouble breathing. The image of his father lying under blankets at home just before he died flashed through Aaron's mind, and he felt a lump in his throat. Okay, poor baby. Feeling kind of sick. Sad. Poor guy. Samuel nudged him forward. Go on, you can touch him, he said. Aaron knelt and, hand shaking, reached out to touch Zambezi's thick skin. It felt surprisingly warm. Zambezi opened one eye. Slowly his trunk curled upward and brushed Aaron's arm. Did the elephant recognize him? Kanjani? Aaron whispered. He sat down on the straw and the elephant rested his trunk on Aaron's leg. They stayed like that for some time while Samuel watched them curiously. Here, Samuel whispered, handing a milk bottle to Aaron. Maybe you will have better luck than we've had. Aaron had seen enough babies nursed to know what to do. He tilted the bottle, spilling some drops onto the elephant's lip. Zambezi licked the milk off his lip, then began to suck from the bottle, looking Aaron in the eyes as he did. Samuel shook his head in amazement and tiptoed away. So check it out. There's Aaron feeding the baby elephant. There's Samuel watching. Aaron was still sitting on the ground with Zambezi's head cradled in his lap when Samuel returned with the veterinarian. Hi, Cassie, reading you a story about elephants. The men looked from the boy to the elephant to the empty bottle and back to Aaron. The vet smiled. We're going to need you to do that again, he said. He wouldn't drink like that when we tried, Samuel explained. When he didn't finish his bottles, I was pretty sure he would die soon. The vet gently prodded the elephant's sunken cheeks. Beezy is not much more than a month old, he said. He has been traumatized by losing his mother. He's also very sick from not getting his mother's milk. We've been giving him medicine and fluids to fight dehydration. So there's the empty bottle and the baby elephant with Aaron. Afterward, Samuel showed Aaron around the compound. There was a corral where other orphans played. They had a mud puddle for splashing, trees for browsing in, and two of the elephants were kicking a plastic barrel back and forth between them like a soccer ball. Will Zambezi ever be able to play in there? Aaron wondered. It seemed unlikely. Check out all the little elephant orphans playing together. Isn't that so sweet? I love the art of this book. Samuel explained that the keepers took care of the animals day and night. He showed Aaron the kitchen where bottles of special formula with vitamins and medicine were prepared. They are our babies, Samuel said with a smile. The remark took Aaron by surprise, even though he could see it was true. It was confusing. Elephants were dangerous animals, but here the keepers cared for them as if they were children. Sorry for my tummy. I haven't had dinner yet. The head keeper, Gift, found them in the kitchen. So you are the boy who rescued Beezy from the pool, he said. Samuel tells me you're a natural caregiver. Aaron smiled shyly. Gift watched his face closely. How would you like to work here? He said. Aaron stared at him, astonished. Work here? We have a shortage of keepers, Gift said. And we have another orphan arriving soon. You're good with animals. Think about it. We'll train you and pay you a good wage, but you would need to live close to here. The elephants need round-the-clock care. So here's a picture of Aaron and Samuel and Gift the veterinarian. All the bottles there. On the long walk home, Aaron's thoughts tumbled his head. What would his mother say? Would she approve of his leaving home to work at the elephant orphanage? Gift had said that the keepers sleep in the stalls with the elephants. Was he brave enough to sleep near an elephant, even a small one? Would he make enough money to buy wire to fix the fence, or the charcoal burner his mother wanted so they could cook without wood? What would his boss at Lion's Lodge say? What would the other villagers think? Probably that he had gone crazy. Look at him walking home the grassland. You see him there, the big old acacia tree. It's a really pretty picture. Your father would be proud, his mother said when he told her about the job offer. I am proud of you. She took his hand in hers. We will miss you, but we will manage. And of course, you will come home on your days off. Aaron grinned because it sounded like an order. And just like that, his decision was made. The very next day, Aaron spoke to the lodge manager, who said he was sorry to see him go, but that he also understood that the job at the orphanage was an opportunity not to be missed. So here is Aaron and his mother at their house before he moves out to go work with the elephants. My dream job. A new home. The first few nights at the orphanage were not easy. Aaron hardly slept at all. With every snort Beezy gave, Aaron sat straight up, heart pounding in his chest. He missed the familiar sounds and smells of home. His sister's soft, rhythmic breathing nearby, the goats bleating. But it wasn't long before he began to find comfort in the closeness of Beezy and the warm scent of straws. Look at having a sleep together, side by side. Very cute. Literally my dream job. Samuel and the other keepers showed him tricks to get Beezy to swallow pills and how to take blood for the vet to check. Beezy was still very sick, sleeping most of the day in the quiet stable. But now at least he drank the bottles that the keepers offered him every few hours. Aaron recorded the amount that Beezy drank. He held his head as the vet took Beezy's temperature and administered medicine. He even recorded the elephant's bowel movements. He felt proud when Beezy finished his milk and covered him with a blanket at night. I'm turning into an elephant mother, he joked to Samuel. There he is taking care of little Beezy. But mothers worry, and so did Aaron. Each time he saw the vet frown, Aaron's stomach tightened. When Beezy spat out his medicine, Aaron feared that he'd never get better. One morning, he noticed that Beezy's heartbeat was very, very slow compared to his own. Samuel reassured him that all elephants have a slower heartbeat than humans. But that didn't stop Aaron from worrying. Beezy still had a fever. Aaron knew only too well that medicine couldn't cure everything. Look at Aaron being like, its heartbeat's slow, and Samuel's like, they're bigger animals with bigger hearts. It's going to beat slower than humans. Don't worry. This is how it works. Don't worry. One morning, Aaron watched wistfully as the other elephants played, kicking an old bucket, rolling joyfully in the mud. If only Beezy could have the company of other elephants, he was thinking, when suddenly he heard Samuel shout, "Come quick!" Aaron dropped the rake he was holding and ran to where Samuel and the other keepers crowded around a dusty truck. Gift lowered the tailgate, and there lay the still gray body of a young elephant. She'd been tranquilized, and she had an ugly wound on one of her hind feet from being caught in a snare. They're going in to get the baby elephant out to help her. Gift instructed the keepers on how to best move the elephant to a stall in the barn. It took 8 men to carry her on a tarp stretched between them. As they worked, Aaron found out that this elephant had even been on an airplane. Wildlife officers were able to rescue her from the bush up north, but they didn't have the resources there to look after her. Now it was up to the staff at the orphanage to keep Suni alive. The vet sprayed her leg with disinfectant and plastered it with green clay, a natural healing remedy. Aaron ran for blankets to cover the injured elephant. He stroked her head while the vet checked her heart rate and administered antibiotics. It wasn't until the new elephant was settled in her stall that Aaron realized with a start that he'd forgotten about Zambezi. He had never left him alone this long before. He couldn't believe he'd been so careless. What if something had happened to him? Aaron sprinted toward the barn. They are taking care of the injured elephant, trying to save her life. He had been preparing himself for the worst, but he got a shock of a different kind. The little elephant was standing up, trunk hanging over the half wall of his stall. He seemed to be trying to reach some plastic bottles. Aaron laughed with relief. Beezy, are you hungry? Are you getting into trouble now? I guess that's a good sign. He rubbed the little elephant's trunk and Beezy nuzzled Aaron's arm. Look at the baby. He's standing up. He's okay. Yay. Unfortunately, help had come too late for Suni. Her leg was badly infected, and she died of her wounds soon after coming to the orphanage. It was a terribly sad day for all the keepers. Aaron couldn't help but notice Gift turning his back to wipe his eyes when the vet shared the news. And there he is. It's just part of life, right? Poor elephant. Beezy had been lucky and was getting better each day. His sagging skin slowly gave way to a round tummy, and his cheeks filled out too. Before long, he was moving around more, even trying to leave his stall. The other orphans approached curiously, prodding him all over with their trunks. Eventually, Beezy was allowed to venture outside. He adored the older orphans, following them around the corral and imitating their behavior. He watched them reach up to strip branches and chase each other, trying to steal the green leaves. Beezy's eyes sparkled as he splashed in the mud. And whenever he spotted Aaron, he came running over to search for a bottle with his trunk. Here's some sweet little elephants at play. Isn't that the best? When I've told the story before, but I grew up in a zoo. We went to the zoo almost every day, and the elephants recognized me, and they would all run up to see me. It was the best feeling. Aaron still sleeps on a bunk near any tiny little elephant that needs him, keeping watch and feeding him or her around the clock. One of the things he loves most about his job is speaking with children about the importance of wildlife preservation, and he hopes helping to bring an end to poaching. Aaron dreams of a time when all orphan elephants will roam the African plains as free, wild animals, when there will no longer be a need for elephant orphanages. And we have a beautiful, beautiful picture of some elephants roaming the savannah. It's very, very pretty. And there's some facts here about the actual orphanage, but I want to read this page because look, this is the real Zambezi, and there's the real Aaron. So let me read to you. Check it out. That's Zambezi, the actual Zambezi. It says, meet Zambezi. There's a real Zambezi. He was only 1 month old when staff at a holiday lodge found him splashing around in their swimming pool. Severely dehydrated, the baby elephant had to drink from the pool, tried to drink from the pool, and had fallen in. There is no sign of his mother or any other elephants. A team from the Elephant Orphanage Project and local conservation officers cared for the little elephant until he was stable enough to transport. Then he was flown to Lusaka to join other young elephants at the Lilai Elephant Nursery, where he recovered physically and emotionally from the trauma of losing his mother and family. He was moved to the Kafue Release Facility in 2016, where he is gradually learning how to live in the wild. And the story of the real Aaron. This story is inspired by the real-life story of Aaron, one of the elephant keepers at the Lilai Elephant Nursery. Aaron grew up in a village where hunting elephants was common, both as a way of protecting crops and to supply the ivory trade. Aaron had been brought up to see elephants as threatening animals. He says he will never forget the first time he saw humans and elephants interacting as friends. He thought there was witchcraft involved. Aaron happened to be doing casual work for the local conservation organization that helped with Zambezi's rescue. Because of his natural ability to care for animals, Aaron was asked to help care for Zambezi during the 2 months before he could be moved to join the other orphans. Aaron was so good at his job that he was offered a full-time position at the Lilai Elephant Nursery. He left his home on the banks of the Zambezi River to join Beezy at the nursery in Lusaka, where he's worked since 2012 and is now team leader of the Elephant Keepers. Isn't that awesome? Look, there he is. That's so cool that the story, I mean, they took some liberties, but pretty much a true story. Isn't that wonderful? I agree, Liv. That's really sweet. So that's going to be the end for tonight. And yeah, so this live is going to stay up on my channel. You can rewatch it anytime you want to hear the story or listen to the trivia questions again. Like I said, I'll recheck out the other books and do the other trivia questions and type the pages for you guys because that was way too much fun. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Reap the Whirlwind. I had fun. Thank you, Liv. This was really, really fun. So it's time to go to bed. I know here in the States, or at least in our corner of the world, it's time for bed for sure. So, and I know in the rest of the world it's like morning, so whatever. If you haven't gone to sleep yet, you can get some sleep. So that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video relaxing and educational. And we'll do this again very soon. Have a very good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Oh, my stomach's growling. I still haven't eaten dinner. My bad. Good night, Stuntard. Good night, Liv. Good night, everybody. Have a very good night. Bye, Hinley. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.